I am still so excited about Buzzsprout's brand new feature to run ads on your podcast. So not only can you promote your show and get it out there in front of a brand new audience, but you as a podcast host can actually start making money. Yes, cash money for having other shows being promoted on your podcast. So today's video, I'm going to show you how Buzzsprout's brand new podcast monetization feature has built in Buzzsprout Ads to help you as a podcast host make some money with your show. So let's get right to it. Hey y'all, Crystal here today, and we are talking about how to use Buzzsprout's new podcast monetization feature that includes Buzzsprout Ads. Now, if you have not already, make sure you go watch this video right here, all about how to create an ad in Buzzsprout if you're already a Buzzsprout user and you want to promote your show across other podcasts within Buzzsprout. It is very awesome. I cannot wait to do a full debrief on how I ran my first 10,000 downloads for my podcast ad for the Profit Podcast. I'm really excited. I'm like giddy because I don't know the results as of recording this video, but I'm going to be so excited to share those with you in an upcoming video. But for today, I want to show you how, as a host, if you already use Buzzsprout, then I'm going to show you exactly how you can monetize your show. But if you are not a Buzzsprout user, I'm a proud partner, an affiliate, and a creator on the Buzzsprout platform, and I would love for you to try them out for free for 90 days. You can go to crystalprofit.com/Buzzsprout to try them out because new features like this are constantly getting added to their platform and it just keeps getting better and better for creators. So I highly recommend you check out Buzzsprout. But okay, let's go to the behind the scenes of my show, The Profit Podcast, so you can see exactly what we're talking about here today. Okay, so here we are within the Profit Podcast behind the scenes. So this is what it looks like whenever you're logged in. And I just went over to the monetization tab. Now, if you have signed up for the Buzzsprout ads, like if you're still in this beta launch that they have, you're gonna see these notifications up here. If you've seen these and you're like, I don't really know what that is, well, go over to the Buzzsprout Ads feature. When you click on that, this is what you're going to see. Now, as of me recording this, this still is in a beta launch, but they have rolled this out to Buzzsprout users. So it's not just for creators or people that are affiliates of Buzzsprout. This is available to anyone that hosts their podcast on Buzzsprout. So Buzzsprout Ad, you can actually go to this help article here to learn more about how Buzzsprout ads work. If you have questions, there's a lot of frequently asked questions there. Plus, you can always reach out to the team. They're super supportive and they want to see you succeed as a podcast host. But now let's go down to what this actually means, because if you sign up to be a part of Buzzsprout ads within your podcast, this is what you're going to see. And I actually think it might be better if we do this from the Potty Report. This is my other podcast that I do not currently run ads on, and it would give you a better sense of what this looks like before you actually sign up. So let's go there real fast. Okay, so here we are in the Potty Report because I thought this was a really important step that we were about to just skim over if we went down the rabbit hole of what it looks like in the Profit Podcast. So I don't currently run ads and I don't intend to run ads on the Potty Report, but just to give you an idea, you can actually check your eligibility for your podcast because not all podcasts are going to be able to do it. And prime example, the Potty Report isn't long enough. These are Monday through Friday, 5-minute or less episodes. And so they're not technically long enough, but just to do this test run, let's check eligibility. So it's going to check and see that I am not really going to be able to do that. So I have published 5 episodes. Awesome. I get a check mark there. I have at least 1,000 downloads in the last 30 days. Awesome. Womp womp. My episodes are not at least 23 minutes long. Now, there is a very specific reason for this, and that is because these episodes are 5 minutes or less. So if they were going to run an ad right in the middle that was 40 seconds, y'all, that takes up a good percentage of this entire episode. It's only 5 minutes. So 40 seconds may not sound like it's very long, but in a 5-minute episode, that's a good chunk of time. So this is why if you have shorter episodes, then these types of ads won't work for your show, but that's okay because I'm going to show you what this looks like. But I have verified my email and I need to set up 3 podcast categories, but we already know that this is too short, so it's not going to work. But now let's go back to the Profit Podcast. So I want to show you what it looks like when you are eligible. So once we're in here, I actually have my target audience that I set up whenever I first got started with ads. So I want to make sure that I have my audience set up, and it's actually all ages. I'm going to change it to all ages because I know that there's a lot of people that fall on the bookends of 18 to 44. So I'm going to change this right now. For sexes, all sexes are fine. And then profanity, I always put mild because we have a few episodes. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but we do have some explicit episodes. So that's fine. I'm going to click Save Audience Details. And then for ad transition, this is something else that I set up in the beginning, and you can upload your own if you want to say, okay, we're going to take a quick break and you're going to hear from other podcasts on the Buzzsprout network. Or you could say you're going to hear other listen to this great show. I don't know. You can say all kinds of things on here. But if you're like, I don't want to say anything, that's more work for me, then just click music. I have music only, and I have so many options. So you have a female voice, you have a male voice. You could say, let's take a quick break. I was just a big fan of having the music only because that way it's not so jarring for you to hear one person's voice, then you hear someone else's voice that's doing the ad, and then it like goes, it just seemed simpler to do the music only. Will I change my mind in the future? Probably. Maybe I'll experiment with all of these in the future, but this is what I have for now. So I'm doing pre-recorded, music only. You could upload your own here if you wanted to. Awesome. Use as my ad transition is what I'm going to select. So there we go. All our settings are saved up to this point. So that is the only initial 2 things that I set up before we get to this page. So you will have to set that up once your podcast is eligible, right? Buzzsprout has deemed that your show is eligible to run these ads. Then you'll set up your target audience as well as your ad transition. Now, we're actually going to pick some of these ads. So what's really cool is you can go down and you can see all of these different podcasters. Y'all, this is so fun to see all of these amazing shows that we can choose from, and I can support them and make a little money on it as well. This is really, really fun. Like, I don't know. I know I'm such a nerd about this, but I really, really like this. So at the end of the day, I only have one ad running on my show right now. And what I did is once you're eligible to run these, you can go through step by step or podcast by podcast and listen to their ad and see if they would be a good fit for your audience. Because at the end of the day, that's really what you're trying to do. Not so much me like, oh, I don't know if I would listen to this as a consumer of podcast. I'm thinking about my audience. Is this a good fit for them? Because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are going to hear this. And so those are kind of the questions going through my mind. What is a good fit for my show? And then if you think that it's a good fit, Dave Jackson, yes, I know who he is. I've met him. And I'm like, yeah, sure, let's accept that ad. I didn't even listen to that one. Okay. It's cool. I knew that it was going to be a great one. But if I go down here, there was actually one that I saw that was possibly not going to be the best fit for my audience. So real estate and you. So nothing against this show, but it's not really the best fit for my audience because they're not in the market to learn about real estate right now. So I'm going to click decline ad. Again, nothing to this podcast, but I'm going to say it's not a good fit. You could choose from I'm not interested, poor quality. You could report it as inappropriate. So there are measures for what's going to run on the podcast. And if it was inappropriate, if I listened to it, I'm like, this is absolutely, I don't want this show, then you can always let the team know. But I typically just say it's not a good fit. And it's usually because it's something that is totally a 180 from what my audience is used to hearing on the show. So I'm just going to select not a good fit, and then it goes away. And the ones that I have accepted will be on the next place. But I wanted to just throw out there too that you don't have to have any of these on your show. Like, I want to make it very, very clear. Buzzsprout will never, ever, ever put something on your podcast without your permission. Like, they won't start just all of a sudden running ads in front of your show, in the middle of your show, at the back of your show, like some other podcast industries out there will do that, or people in the industry. I'm not naming names, but you probably know what I'm talking about. And Buzzsprout doesn't do that. So this is really cool. I just wanted to throw that out there that they will never put anything on your podcast without your permission. So let's go up to the ones that I have chosen, or sorry, let me go all the way down the bottom. I know I'm scrolling all over the place. These will be the two that are on my podcast, and I could remove them at any time. So let's say I was going into a big promotion period where I'm like, you know what? I don't want any additional ads on my show right now because I just want to be laser focused on what I'm promoting for a given time frame. Then I could go in and remove those ads. But I'm not in the middle of a promotion of anything right now, so I'm going to let those play. And I'm going to go back up here to reporting. And as you can see, y'all, I'm not getting rich. I'm not raking in the dough here, but this is, I mean, it's getting pretty close to paying for my hosting if that's what I wanted it for, or if I wanted to use this income for something else. But what I look at as the give and take of really good karma in the industry. So I like to select shows that I know are going to be aligned with my podcast, my audience. And over time, I see this being a mutually beneficial thing where if you're like, gosh, I wish that I could promote my podcast on Crystal's show, well, this is the one of ways that you can do it. Go to Buzzsprout Ads and create an ad and then say, hey, Crystal, I just created an ad and I would love it if you would consider putting my ad on your show. I will absolutely consider it. Tell me the name of your show and I will go and check it out and see if you're running an ad for Buzzsprout. So tell me in the comments the name of your show. And if you're with Buzzsprout, I would love to check it out. If you start running ads, that would be a super cool thing. But that's all I have for you today. This is a quick overview of how you can start monetizing your podcast by promoting other Buzzsprout podcasts on your show. Again, I think this is just such a great way to lift each other up and be joined as more of a community of creators and people that are just out to help one another. I never think of other podcasters as competition. I always think there is just no limit to how many podcasts people can listen to. Y'all, I'm subscribed to dozens of podcasts and they're not all created equal. Some of them I listen to on a regular basis. Others I listen to here and there. But anytime someone recommends something to me and they're like, you have to go check out this show, the more the merrier. I'm excited to listen to it or share it with other people that I think it would be a great fit for. So I want to know, what questions do you have about Buzzsprout ads or podcast monetization using the Buzzsprout feature? Tell me in the comments below, because maybe we'll use those for future videos or different case-by-case scenarios of how you can create an ad that will work really well for you. But at the end of the day, I think that it's really quality over quantity whenever it comes to getting the right listeners to your podcast and sharing the right podcast on your show to benefit your audience. At the end of the day, that's the question that you should be asking is, what are the shows that are going to align really well for my audience and how can I add value to them? But that's all I have for you today. So make sure you hit the thumbs up on this video if you found it helpful. Subscribe below if you have not already, and make sure you check out these other awesome videos that we have right here that are all about helping you create content with confidence. And as always, remember, keep it up. We all have to start somewhere.